You've got something that you want to sell on Facebook Marketplace, or you want to see if anybody's interested in it. What do you do? In this video, I'm going to show you how to list on Facebook Marketplace so that somebody can find your item and you can sell it. Facebook Marketplace is one of the best places that you could sell something that you own, because think about it, almost everybody has a Facebook account and Facebook gets crazy traffic. It really has overpassed like Mercari, if you've ever even heard of that, and Craigslist, which you probably have heard of. Most people rely on Facebook now. One of the main benefits is that Facebook has buyer and seller protection, mainly buyer protection, but it's just people are starting to feel a lot more comfortable buying things through Facebook Marketplace. And if your account has it, which you may not, we'll get into that, you may be able to ship stuff for free to customers. So in this video, I'm going to show you, I have this Chicago Blu-ray disc that I've just been laying around. It's just an example for me to list and sell. So typically, if your account has it, Facebook will let you print a label that the customer pays for. I can put this in a box or an envelope, slap that label on it, and ship it off, and it's all handled. And the moment the customer gets the item with that tracking number, Facebook pays me, and we're good to go. So it can be a really good asset, especially if you're trying to earn a little bit extra cash and you just are wanting to sell some stuff around your house. So this also will work if you don't want to do the shipping option. If you're just interested in local pickup, like what a lot of people are, same thing. You don't have to choose the shipping option. You can do either or both. So let's hop in the computer and check that out. Okay, so this is on a desktop computer, but if you're doing this on your phone, you absolutely can follow along. The steps will be the same, and maybe even easier for you, because you can take the picture straight from your phone and then just list straight from your phone instead of having to like plug your phone in or your camera and uploading your pictures to the computer. Totally up to you. Both are totally fine. I do both. It's not that big of a deal. So, all right, now we're in the computer, and this is what Facebook Marketplace looks like. You will see if I go here that Facebook Marketplace is on the side. On your phone, you just might have to go wherever your friends and all those little tabs are, but it'll open up Facebook Marketplace, obviously. And right here under Create Listing, or you can hit Selling first, but under Create Listing, you will hit Single Listing if there's a drop-down menu. Also, it'll take you here. And then you can hit Item for Sale. You just want to do one item for sale. And this is the interface of how you're going to upload your information and type out a description, a title, all of that stuff. So when it comes to uploading photos, I have this Chicago Blu-ray that I want to list for the example of this video. Now, I've already taken pictures of this. I took my phone, took pictures of it on a nice just tabletop. It's got like a moving blanket on it, so it's just a gray background with some okay lighting. You want to make sure that the lighting is okay on your item. A lot of people post really bad pictures, and it can really deter people from clicking on anything. Think about what items you click on online. Are you going to click the ones that have clear, nice pictures, or are you going to click the ones that aren't really good and are kind of dirty looking photos? So it's best to try to make sure you're not leaning over it and the light's right above you and it's creating a shadow on your image, and you want to make sure that there's enough light that people can read it and it didn't make the camera photo all grainy like it does. If the lights are really low and you've taken a picture, you might notice it's really like gritty in the picture. That's called noise, and it really just signifies to us when we're looking at photos that that's bad quality, even though it has nothing to do with what's in the photo. Some people might ignore it, but a lot of people will just be like, I'll click the nicer photo instead. So something to think about when you're capturing images. So I already have my images uploaded, like I said, and I have them in this folder. Now there are some others, so I obviously took pictures of like a Django DVD and then a book, but here are my photos, and you can tell this is the kind of photo I'm talking about. Let's pull that up. So this right here, now there is a little bit of a glare right here, but that's okay because it's kind of covering the sticker. Don't get too caught up in glares, but make sure that Chicago or whatever it is really noticeable. You can tell it's really clear of a photo. I can even zoom in, stays really clear. You know exactly what that is. And I made sure that when I took a photo, I left enough space around the edge here so that there will be a little bit of space around the image in the thumbnail. And we'll see that when we're done. You'll kind of be able to reference back to that. A lot of people will take a picture where it takes up like the whole frame, like the top of the movie and the bottom of the movie would be at the top and the bottom of their phone, because I really think that like filling up the space is the best way to go. It's not, because Facebook's gonna zoom in on that photo a little bit, and it's actually gonna crop off a little bit of that edge, which is why I left some space, so that there's a lot of freedom and Facebook can crop off whatever they want, but my whole image is still gonna be in the thumbnail that it generates later. So take a clear photo, make sure there's enough light on it. You can tell some shadow started to come in here, but this is pretty good, and it's gonna get you pretty far. Same thing, I went ahead and took a picture of the back. For this sake, it's a movie. Make sure you're taking pictures of different angles of stuff, and if you're selling something that maybe has a scratch on it or a flaw, make sure you're taking pictures of those things so that people have a very clear expectation of what they're getting. It's okay to sell something that has a scratch on it or a dent or something like that, or something's broken, as long as you tell people, because if you don't tell people and then you ship it or they come and pick it up, they might be like, ooh, I didn't notice that, and back out or do a chargeback on you or something. And it's best to just avoid those things. Just be super clear up front. And a lot of people just don't care. They're just like, I don't care if the cover for this movie is ripped a little bit. I just want the movie. They're just glad that you were honest and told them up front. So I also, since it has a sleeve, you can see I took the sleeve and removed it and put them side by side so they can see. Okay, that's very clear. I know exactly what I'm getting. And then I opened the package, straightened up the discs, and showed them that, oh, there's obviously a second disc that you get here. And then I flipped the discs over so they could see there's not a scratch. Now you got to be careful. This image right here looks like there's something right there, but it's really just a reflection of the bottom of a TV on the wall. There's not anything actually there. But you can tell what they want to see is just not some giant gash in the disc, and they're not going to be surprised when they get it. All right, now, since I have this open in a window, and if you're doing this on a phone, you'll just hit add photos and it'll probably pull up your gallery. But since I'm on a computer, I'm just opening these up, and I'm gonna hold shift and click all these photos that I want. And I'm gonna click and hold, and I'm gonna drag them. And you can see there's a little icon that says 5 on my screen. And I'm gonna drag them into the add photo section, because you can drag and drop. And you'll see they'll start uploading here, and we'll be on our way. So I imagine that first image of the front, that's the image that you want to make the cover, because the first image in this line of images is going to be the thing that is going to be the first image they see, and like the title cover of your listing. And you can kind of get a glimpse of this now. You can see here on my screen it shows that whole moving blanket, but if you look to the left of the screen, you can see that first image. See how they were cropped into squares? You can see that it would have chopped off some of that photo on the top and bottom, but since I gave it some space, it fits well within that square frame, and we're good to go. It'll be very clear to anybody who searches Chicago, Blu-ray, whatever, that they're good to go. So now that these are listed, if you want to, you can rearrange the photos. If you're like, I would really like the thing to be here, or if you wanted to change the photo, like they weren't updated in the right order, and let's say I wanted this disc photo to be the main image, you just drag it as the first image and it will change the preview image. So no worries there. Push these in the directions that you want. You can't rotate the images in here. You'd want to rotate those in your phone or on the desktop beforehand, or the laptop, I guess, and then add them. As you can see, my account, not all accounts have it, but some accounts have it, or half of them do. I don't really know how many do. There's an add video option. So if I wanted to, I could technically set up a camera if you wanted to go the extra mile, and I could do a video of me like unboxing it or something. I don't know why you'd really want to do that. That's probably best if you're like selling jewelry or something and you want to show and like rotate things and show how they like glimmer and stuff. I'm sure there's a bunch of practical uses, but that's the only one I could think of. So let's go down. Now that we have our photos, we're going to go down to title, and I'm just going to, of course, as you would expect, well, if I could type, wow, Chicago. And I didn't notice it until now, but it says Diamond Edition on the thing. You can see that on the image as well. So I'm going to do parentheses, Diamond Edition. And then I am going to do Blu-ray plus DVD. And it says on this, if you look at the image, it says plus digital HD ultraviolet. And I can't remember if ultraviolet means that you can, yeah, like originally this came with a code that you could have uploaded to an app and downloaded it. no longer, I'm sure we use the code. I can't promise that that code works, and it's probably not even in the box because I don't think there's anything in the box. So I'm not gonna add that that's there. And I'll probably even in the description say ultraviolet code already used. So it's just the DVD. Price, for the sake of this, if you're like, dang, I really don't know what to price my selling item as, open up another tab and navigate to Marketplace again, and you can search. So I'm gonna search Chicago Diamond Edition. And the things that pop up are gonna be things that are for sale currently. Let me actually type in Blu-ray. You can see how some of these things will get confusing because other keywords will match that. Okay, so here's one right here. It's currently for sale for $4. And then if you go to the side, and I'm not quite sure where this is on a phone, but let's just hope you find it on a phone if you even care about this part. You can go to availability and hit sold. So I'm gonna click sold and see if any of these have sold, because now that I know that they have sold, I can see what the price was. So here's one, it was brand new though. If you look at the title, it says new and Chicago Diamond Edition. They even put it in parentheses like we did. And it sold for like 14 bucks, but it was brand new and it had the digital code. So we're not gonna do that. But if we go over here, this Diamond Edition, you can see what I mean with the photos. This photo is very clear, but this photo is discolored and kind of bad. That's a perfect example. Just like how this photo down here for whatever this Kiss Cruise is, it's the back of a disc and it's really dark. Like nobody knows what the hell that is, but look, it sold for 25 bucks. Anyway, I'm gonna click on this listing and the photo's super blurry, but look, it almost looks like it's open, not opened, but maybe they just cut it and that sticker's still there. Either way, oh, and this person even says exit edition digital copy may be expired. Okay, either way, they sold it for $6 and they shipped it for $2.89. So I'm just gonna match that price and do it for $6 because it looks like we might be able to sell it for $6. Okay, category, you can type in a category, but a lot of the times they will, or a lot of the time, they will have buttons here that are predicted based on the image. It kind of has the algorithm scan the image and figure out what it is. Movies and TV shows, or DVD and Blu-ray players. We're not selling a player, so let's do movies and TV shows. Conditioned, I'm gonna put used and like new. It's not damaged in any way, but it's like new, it's similar to new. Maybe I should put good because it doesn't have the digital edition, but that's fine. If you're super lazy like me and you don't feel like typing in a description, I'm very interested what this person's description is, and he didn't even put one and it sold for $6. So technically you don't have to put a description. I'm still gonna put Chicago. I cannot spell Chicago. Blu-ray and DVD. Since I put a dash here, I know this is really nitpicky, but I'm not gonna put a dash here because it might kick up better results for somebody who didn't type a dash versus who did, or a hyphen or whatever you want to call it. And then under here I'm gonna put digital code not available. Again, just be very clear so that you don't have anybody surprised later. Right now, I'm not interested, but you may find that in the future, you want to, in your description, put cash only if you're doing pickup, because you'll get people that are like, hey, can I Venmo you, which is a payment app and other stuff like that. But if you're gonna ship it, they can only buy it through Facebook with a button that they see. So don't put cash only if you plan on shipping, but just some things to think about. If you don't want people to be able to give you offers, put something like final offer in there, like no negotiating or something like that, so that you don't have people bothering you in your messages. That does happen from time to time. So just try to think of like, what do I not want to deal with? I just want to sell this cold as is. You can put like selling as is, like no offers or something like that. Okay. For quantity, since we're not a store, we're not selling anything, we're just selling something. We only have one most likely. I'm going to put one. Product tags, you may or may not have this option. It's okay if you don't, and it's okay if you do. But I'm just going to put Chicago musical DVD Blu-ray. None of those probably matter, but I'm just going to put it in there anyway for extra. You can, at the bottom, select if you do or don't want your friends on your Facebook profile to see this. I'm going to toggle it so that it's hidden from all my friends, so that only people, You know, because if you don't do that, it will post just somewhere and your friends might see that you're selling something and be like, huh, why are they selling that? Or what? If you just don't want people bothering you, just don't. Just hit hide from friends. And we're gonna hit next. All right, this may be an option you do or don't have, and it's okay if you don't have it if you're selling locally. But if you're wanting to sell other places, you can ship the item if you want. You might notice that if you sell on a phone, you already have the shipping item, because there have been times where I sell on the computer and I don't have the shipping option. I said item, but I meant option. All right, so you have a few options. You have shipping and local pickup, shipping only, or local pickup only. So shipping and local pickup, obviously, you're gonna have the option to ship it from somebody who's in another state or city, and a local pickup option for somebody who lives where you live, and they know based on like a parameter search in their stuff, they can kind of search how many miles away from their home they wanna search, and then they can go meet you at a gas station or at their house or something. So you can do that. I'm going to do shipping only because I'm really not into meeting people in person, and since it's such a small item, why not? Now, if you do shipping only, and if you don't care about this, just bear with me or hit the side of the screen and skip next or something. But I'm gonna hit my options here. So you can use a prepaid label, which is what we're gonna do. That means that the customer pays like $2.89 for this specific weight of an item. It will go up if you're selling something heavier, so be aware of that. And then they will email me a USPS label that I will print out, cut out, and then tape on a box with this in it, and I can go drop it at a mailbox if it's small enough, or drop it by the post office if I need to. Or you can use your own shipping label if you want to like pay for it through UPS yourself if you wanted to. If you use your own shipping label, you can put a shipping price in here so that like they still pay that and you get paid that amount, but you'd be paying the shipping up front. So if you're selling something you own, I would do prepaid shipping label. It's just so much easier. The next thing for package details, you're gonna pick the weight of the item. It kind of has these little icons to give you an idea. If you're selling like shoes, do the 2 to 5 pounds, clothes, a phone. I don't know what that's supposed to be. We're gonna hit the less than 5 pounds. I don't think this, or less than ½ pound. And shipping carrier, oh, you can actually pick, this is new. This didn't used to be here when I started, but I'm just gonna do USPS medium mail just to keep the shipping price low. And then if you want, you can cover the shipping price and then deduct it from your payout. I'm not gonna do that. I don't wanna miss out on that. I'm selling this for $6. So don't check that one, and then just hit update. And it tells you your total estimated payment amount. So the reason it's not this plus the shipping price is because Facebook pays for the shipping, they get that. And I believe they take a little bit, they take like a 5% fee. So that's why. Okay, this last screen, which might be your last screen if you skip the shipping option, is let buyers negotiate a price. So if you do this, you can set a minimum price that you're willing to accept. I don't do this though. I just don't allow offers, which is just because I don't feel like dealing with that. They're gonna buy it or they're not. And then later I can go lower the price if I want. And I'm gonna hit next. If you want, and you have any groups that you list in, there's like buy sell groups that you may be a part of, you can add them and like have it list in those groups. I never mess with that though, but feel free. We're gonna hit publish, and here soon we should have a listing that's all good to go. There, it says new notification, create another listing. So here you'll notice that we have our listing, and if we click on it, has all the information. It doesn't tell us much when we click on it like this, but we're officially listed. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like the video, comment if you have any questions at all. I'll be happy to clear any of this up. And if I have to, I'll make a mobile version if you're struggling with that. And I hope this taught you how to list on Facebook Marketplace and sell something that you own on Facebook Marketplace. And yeah, I'll see you next time.